Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today, wait, what was that? Is that a bird? Is it a plane? Oh wait, it actually is Superman. Speaking of Superman, the Batman vs. Superman collab is returning to Puzzle & Dragons, and with it comes forth a lot of the favorite DC heroes that you may or may not already have fallen in love with. So, the Batman vs. Superman collab features 3 5-star roles and 5 4-star roles. Furthermore, all of these monsters do have an evolution of some sorts, so they all qualify as assistants for skill inheritance. Unfortunately, many of these are somewhat outdated, as most notably a lot of the 4-stars have been around for several years, and they just have not kept abreast with power creep. With that being said, the top roles of Superman and Batman are actually quite powerful, and if you are fortunate enough to pull either one of them, they will have value on your teams. So, Superman is an attacker physical who has quite a nice array of awakenings, and his active skill has a unique board changer as he generates fire, water, and light orbs. Furthermore, he has modest leadership potential with a 2.25 times health and 27.56 times attack for physical and attacker types. Unfortunately, that augmented health does not necessarily help you that much because, yes, you can survive big hits, but you won't be able to recover due to the low recovery of attacker and physical monsters. Furthermore, in co-op, you actually have an augmented health pool already, so the same problem still arises. And another problem with Superman is that his active does not have synergy with Heart Cross meta. So you're going to be using him on your mono-light teams. So things like Ilm plus Minerva or Xiumin Tifa, that is a reasonable home for Superman. However, outside of that, he's a little niche. The Devil Killer, though, is quite helpful because there are a lot of bosses with Devil typing. In addition, you can use this active, or because it's a unique board change, you can use it in synergy with Wukong, Bale, and to a lesser extent, the New Year's Hanzo, Wedding Akechi, and Wedding Satsuki, mostly because those are other collab gold rare monsters. So he has relatively low synergy, but it does give Wukong at least something to do, because normally Wukong is kind of an awkward monster. He never has anyone to combo with. So overall, Superman is a reasonable role. Like, it's an okay leader. It can definitely clear Arena 1, but he's obviously vulnerable to binds, has issues with healing, and somewhat has issues with damage control, but a reasonable monster all around. And like I said, it is a unique board change. Next is Armored Batman, and Armored Batman is the best role from this collab, in all honesty. His awakenings seem a little lackluster, especially with the Physical Killer, because Physical Killer doesn't really do much because there's hardly any physical types. However, he is actually a very powerful leader. He has the ability to form a 64 times attack and 75% damage reduction team when forming a Heart Cross. So you're basically row-oriented and Heart Cross-oriented. So you've seen the power of other Heart Cross leaders like Miru, Kaede, Sumire, and they're obviously very powerful. Like, they can tank hits with ease, they can deal large damage, and Armored Batman is no exception. Unfortunately, his main downside is a lack of time extends, and because he doesn't have much in the way of time extends, it may be difficult to actually form your Heart Cross in row. This is perhaps one of the few leaders out there that might have a very heavy skill component, because with the other Heart Cross leaders, you are given ample time extends, and dual Batman leaders do not have any. So you have to move very quick. Moving outside of a leadership role, Armored Batman actually is very powerful, especially on, say, Gremory teams, because outside of Cecile and Typhon, Batman is one of the only Devil Balance board changers available that produce Heart Orbs. Furthermore, Armored Batman has amazing synergy with Awoken Pandora, or any Pandora actually, to form a 2/3 Dark, 1/3 Heart board. So it is a very powerful board change on those teams. You can use Armored Batman as a sub, or inherit him onto one of your cards on the team if you want to have more awakenings. So he's actually very powerful as a sub as well as a leader, so that's why he has perhaps the most value of any of the Batman vs. Superman roles. So hopefully you don't have to be as rich as Bruce Wayne in order to roll Batman, because he is a rare 5-star, so his rates are lower than you would hope. Next is Supergirl, and Supergirl is super cute, but just remember, looks are superficial. So, Supergirl is the other 5-star role from the Batman vs. Superman collab, and she is the weakest of the 3, mostly because she does not have an third evolution path. She only has one. She only has like 2 evolutions, so she goes base to 6-star. She doesn't go to 7-star. So she only has 4 awakenings, which is very lackluster because most things have 7 to 9. And her active skill is unique. Like, you do get a column of light, you get a column of water, but then again, you want to really have just one color. You're usually focusing on one color in most cases. But however, you do have the synergy with Wukong and Bale, and Satsuki, so at least you do have a way to get 2 columns of light. However, it's just kind of a low value active all around. You are able to at least form a 2-prong with ease, but it's just awkward. Furthermore, her leadership potential, like, it is modest. You have 36 times attack and 2.25 times recovery for healer and physical, so at least you are able to benefit from the numerous healer and physical monsters out there for light. However, it's just kind of a weak leader overall. Like, compared to what is available nowadays, you're almost more likely to roll something stronger from a regular Godfest. So, like, she is fun to own, but she may just necessarily end up being a cheerleader or maybe a niche sub in rare situations. Next is Wonder Woman, and I kind of wonder why Wonder Woman got an evolution. Like, she was kind of a really weak 4-star to begin with, and she doesn't really become that strong either. Like, she does have 2 Woodrows and a balance killer, but those are kind of
Fantastic
weird.
follower
and
alert.
Woodrow teams are kind of on the decline at this point in time. And the main problem is her active is one of the lesser delays available, but at least it is inheritable. The main reason is it's an 8-turn cooldown for 1 turn of delay and no real collateral benefit. 1 bonus second to movement time is not really usable, and if you're comparing it to things like, say, Oku, like without his awoken form, they have the same 8-turn cooldown for 1 turn delay, but they also provide 1.5 times damage enhancement. So that's a nice collateral benefit. Wonder Woman doesn't provide that. Barbarossa also generates 6 water orbs, 1 turn delay. Like, the point being is, like, she doesn't have much value in terms of active, so she'd really end up being just a really budget delay inherit option. Or if you really had to run a wood team, you wanted a natural delay, Wonder Woman could be your girl. But outside of that, she's kind of lackluster. Next is Aquaman, and Aquaman is just kind of bad. It sounds sad, but he's kind of bad. Like, 3 awakenings, so he's not going to be used as a sub. He's going to be used as an inherit, but 2 times attack for physical. He's easily outclassed by the Armor Knight series. Like, they do 2.25 times for 2 turns. He does 1 turn. It's just lackluster. Like, maybe if you were running, say, Blue Sonya, which is kind of outdated now, you could run it, but then again, you're probably not wanting to. At least his artwork is interesting. Like, it looks fishy, I mean flashy, and if they had used Amberjack, I would have liked it a lot more in his artwork. Next is Oliver Green, and after 5 magic stones and inside a strange dragon's belly, he has come to your monster box with only 1 mission, to provide 3,000 monster points. So if you do watch the TV show Arrow, his introduction is kind of similar to that, and that's kind of as cool as the Green Arrow from Puzzle and Dragons will really get. The main problem is his active is lacking. It goes Wooden Hearts to Enhanced Wooden Hearts on a 7-turn cooldown. Parvati, in either Awoken or Reincarnated, does the same thing on a 5-turn cooldown and generates Heart Orbs. So Parvati does more for less. So Green Arrow is just an awkward card. You're probably not wanting to inherit him because there are better damage enhancement options available, so it's just awkward. Batman and Supergirl makes you want to think that 2 times is better than 1. However, Awoken I is probably the most beloved twins in Puzzle and Dragons, and Batgirl and Batwoman have, again, a lackluster active like Aquaman. It's 2 times balance attack for 1 turn. Maybe Sinhua and Gremory teams who run heavy balance typings might benefit from that niche inherit or as a very bad placeholder sub, but outside of that, I don't see much use for them. And finally, we come to Barry Allen, who is the Flash. He is kind of the fastest man alive, but not really. If you watch the TV show, everyone seems to be faster than him. And he provides 2 times attack for attackers for 1 turn. Again, lackluster. And just a box cheerleader, but I guess on the bright side, it looks like he is being chased by a giant piece of bacon, so that's kind of comedic relief. So, in conclusion, the Batman vs. Superman collab is outdated and lackluster, and it's not really worth rolling unless you're a die-hard fan of the characters or the series. And with Christmas coming up, as well as Player's Choice Godfest, you're probably better in most scenarios actually saving your magic stones, maybe a spin or two at most. But other than that, unless you pull Batman, most of the cards are not going to have that much value right away. So let me know what you think about the Batman Superman collab in the comments below. This article will be linked in the description. So hopefully you have a mantastic day and happy puzzling.